Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with. The showstopper so hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic, better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone, I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long, pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they see in double, they rushing.
Yo, and welcome to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. I'm one of your amazing trio, your host today, Matthew Briggs, and with my other two, first off, I got the Space Legend on Twitter for the Texans Twitter. I got Mr. BT. Say what's up to the folks.
What's going on, guys?
And I got my A1 since day one. He's been riding me since the very beginning. I got Mr. Crenshaw. Say what's up.
What's the deal? I'm back up in here. It's going down.
And we got a special guest today. Y'all might have seen him making people mad on Texans Twitter. Black-owned podcast, Texans podcast. We got Mr. Leo. Say what's up to the folks.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
Man, glad to have you on here. About time you make your appearance.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here, bro. I'm glad. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, before we jump into why we're here, got some NFL news. I mean, fellas, 1 week away. We're almost there. Like, we can smell the fresh cut grass, the fresh paint on the field. Like, we can start to see the crazy fans with the signs that says, sell the team. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. But before we do, let's talk about the only really thing is the top 100. Man, to me, I think this list this year was kind of whack. I don't know how Cooper Kupp doesn't be number one. I mean, the guy had a balled out this year, but I'll start with you, Crenshaw. Who are you surprised that was on the list, and who are you not surprised that was on the list?
Well, I'm surprised that Odell Beckham was on this.
Me too.
Because the guy, I mean, did he get cut? He got cut from the Browns, right?
Yeah.
He got cut, but he asked to get cut. So I mean,
yeah. But he didn't put up that many yards. I'm surprised Odell. I'm surprised Hopkins was on the list because both of those guys put up like 500-some yards and made the list. So that lets me know it's a popularity thing once again. And Brandon Cooks started getting disrespected year after year after year. So the list is a joke. And you're right, Cooper Kupp should have been number one, not Tom Brady.
Leo, what do you think?
I mean, one thing I thought was kind of wild is I'm pulling it up right now, but I thought there was a few places I thought that was pretty strange. Just off the top of my head, bro. I thought Denzel Ward was a little low. I thought Trent Williams at 14, probably should have been possibly a little higher. What else, bro? That just off the top of my brain.
Well, don't be a dumbass like me and think Cordell Patterson should be on that list because I got schooled the other week because I didn't know he was a 7-time All-Pro. Like I was like, oh well, fuck, he deserves to be on that list for sure. I mean, that dude's a stud, low key.
Yeah, for sure.
People sleeping on him.
I wonder where he went this year in fantasy.
See, I scooped him up like. In three leagues, like in the late rounds, like 12, 13th round, I was like, yes, please, thank you. So I'm excited about that. Leo, real quick, tell me what one person that you kind of surprised I wasn't on that list.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said my bad. I didn't know if you said that.
Yeah, I was talking to Leo. Leo, real quick, who you think?
Man, dude, shit. I mean, I guess, obviously Cooks. And I'm kind of surprised that Jeffrey Simmons was at 54. I think he's one of the most disruptive defensive players, bro. So, shit.
Yeah. For sure. BT, what about you?
So I'll say who I'm surprised was on the list first, and Mac Jones. I honestly did not understand why he deserved to be in the top 100. I understand it was like 85 or something, but don't understand why he made the list at all. And as Crenshaw said, how the hell is Brandon Cooks not on that list? It makes absolutely no sense to me how he just gets disrespected year in and year out. I don't think he's going to get disrespected this year because of my prediction, I think he's going to do like 1,200 yards. If he gets disrespected after this year and he does 1,200 yards, then something's up. I mean, like we're going to protest or something at that point.
He needs to sue.
Right. He needs to hire Tony Busby. That's what he needs to do because he's getting sexually assaulted by the NFL for real.
Jesus Christ.
So real quick, we got a couple of comments. Coach Dante said, "What up, family?"
What's the deal, Coach?
I agree with him. Perfect comment. My surprise is Kirk Cousins in the 90s and Mac Jones at 85 over Cousins. Crazy to me. I agree. Cousins low-key had an MVP year. Like, how is he 90? Why is he not like 60 or 50? You know, if he was on any other team other than the Vikings, the dude would be, runner up for MVP. But and also Justin Simmons was way too low. He's the best safety in the NFL. I know, man. Kevin Byard might have something to say about that being the best safety in the league, in my opinion. But I could be wrong.
Simmons is good though.
Yeah, he is. He is good. I'm not gonna lie, he is. But Byard balled out last year, low key.
Yeah.
So, before we kind of talk about, because we had a crazy couple of days. Before we talk about that, let's jump into the game. We all know it's preseason, but it's good to see a goose egg every now and then from the Texans, So, Leo, you're our guest. I'll let you start off. What's some positives of the game and what's some negatives of the game that you saw?
Man, I mean, honestly, I have nothing pretty much but good things to say. Like, now that it's been a week, and I guess if there was bad, I done forgot about it. But shit, I think Kenyon Green, man, showed a lot of the way he was working, bro. I think they pulled him a play or two, and him working to the second level and busting that hole from Mac. That was a bright spot. I mean, I guess all the negatives have been kind of cut now. With I already forgot the man's name. The guy that signed with the Bengals today.
Matt Sharp.
Matt Sharp.
Yeah, I mean, he get him. I mean, he's gone. But yeah, man, I mean, I saw a lot of good things, just from the offensive line, bro. I'm super happy about. Oh, and Pierce, obviously. So I think, I'm just happy to see, some good interior line work, bro, on offense, bro. It's been a while since we've seen that shit,
So let me ask you a question. Are you sold on Davis Mills, or are you one of those questionable guys that, I mean, it's the sun or nothing?
I think for me, bro, I love Davis Mills coming into the league, and I was shocked that we were able to. Was shocked that we drafted him. And, so I think up to this point, bro, he's handled the situation that he was given, with just extreme maturity, bro. You know what I mean? And he, obviously I think he played – the Pac-12 didn't play too many games, his last year. And I can't remember how – I think he played like 5 games his junior year. And, so essentially, he basically hadn't played football in a year and was cast out there, against a great, Cleveland defense, and then against the number 1 defense the next week and struggled. And I kind of feel like those games are kind of like held over his head. But I think he has all the tools to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. It might not look as sexy as like a Mahomes, like his play style might not be as, it might not be like a fan favorite, but I don't think that matters because at the end of the day, this is entertainment, but their job is to put the team in a position to win games. And I think that Mills has what it takes to win games in this league. It's just a matter of like him getting the chance to develop and us putting him in a good situation. I think that up to this point, this draft was good, obviously. And I think, you stack that with another draft. He stays healthy this year. I'm expecting him to have a real breakout year 3, and I'm expecting him to ride the ship this year. So I guess like I'm a Mills supporter for sure. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. Crenshaw, tell me, brother. Speak to me. You got the flaming hot Cheetos out? Are you gonna get spicy with it?
Oh, well, okay. Well, as far as the game, like Leo said, offensive line, that's what I was looking at. I'm glad Green was able to push the pocket. Offensive line, defensive line, those are the main two things that we need to work on. I think the back end going to be good. Pierce, I mean, I like what he's doing, but it got to carry over into the regular season. As far as Mills, I feel like last year was a red shirt year. He wasn't expecting to play. None of us thought he was going to play, but we knew Tyrod was going to get hurt, but not that damn quick.
Right.
Not that damn quick. So he was just throwing out there, and everything was just a deer in the headlights. He really was scared. He was scared a lot of times. But I think this year he's going to play.
Let's be honest, though. Tim Kelly and David Kohler did not help him at all.
That's true as well. He had bad coaching, and he got better coaching now. I think it's going to be better. I think what's going to hurt him if he reads the blogs, and I think he does read the blogs, and how the fans going to come at him, and they want him to be great so fast to let him, earn his stripes and everything. But as far as the game, I mean, goose egg, I don't give a damn if it's preseason or not, because they've done the same thing to us. They've been talking crap. So great game. I can't wait till we play the Colts.
Yes, sir. BT, what's up with it?
So, I'll reiterate what Lovey said and what Crenshaw said. Lovey said anytime you have a shutout, that's big. So I do think that was big for us. Our defense really showed up. I think some people were still wanted to see more from Mills. We haven't seen what we were expecting to see from him in the preseason, but people have to remember it's a vanilla playbook. They're also, kind of having Mills under bubble wrap. They're not gonna do things where there's a big chance for him to get a big sack or something and get him hurt for the season. So people have to remember, it's not a real game. It is a preseason game. We're still going to keep him in bubble wrap. We're not going to put all our playbook out there, obviously. So, of course, fans want to see more, and I think that's really the only negative that you can kind of say about the game. In terms of positive, you really have to talk about the defense. And I think that is really the strong point. I think the defense is going to carry us in a lot of games. And we'll talk about who we just picked up and stuff like this from the cuts and the waivers and stuff like that in a moment. But I think that many people are understanding that our offense may struggle just a little bit, and our defense is going to keep us into games this year.
So basically, we'll just be the Texans, because it's always been a good defense and the offense struggles. So to be the same Texans.
Or the 2006 Bears, where Lovie Smith led them to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman, right?
Yeah, but I think Mills is better than Grossman, but that's just my opinion.
Most definitely.
I gotta say the positives, like last year, what killed us a lot on the defense, and especially in the second half, because they were gassed because the offense gave up so many 3 and outs, was the third down conversions. We stopped so many third downs this last game. I was excited to see it. So that's one of the key things we got to do is quit giving up third down plays, and that was our biggest flaw last year. It could be 3rd and 27, and somehow in hell they pick it up. So I'm glad to see that. Jerry Hughes and Jalen Petrie were phenomenal on the defense. I like to see Jerry Hughes out there getting to the quarterback. Grenard causing havoc. It was good to see. We made Trey Lance scramble and not look good. But like I said earlier in the pre-recording, I didn't think he looked good all preseason, but he really didn't look good against the Texans. So, yeah, the defense looks good, but like y'all said, Dameon Pierce, man, he looks like a workhorse. I agree with Crenshaw, though. You have to, you have to let it show in the season, not just preseason. Because how many times have we seen that where a guy flashed in the preseason and turns out to be nothing but a dud? So, but also he hasn't really had a great line, not a great line, but the starting line. Against Colts who have Can, Green, Tunzel, Britt, and Howard. So hopefully he can eat even more. Maybe we can put some more of those 20-yard gasses that he's been giving us. So I'm excited, man. Colts haven't won a game since 2016, a home opener. Mm-hmm. So let's keep the streak alive. Let's punch them in the mouth. And so what's up? So, but before we move on, I got a couple of comments from Coach Dante. My positive: Damian Pierce is locking up the number 1 running back. Road ever since I said he will have get a 20-yard run against the Saints. That's pretty much ran Marlon Mack out of Houston. Yeah, I mean, you're wrong. And I am a Mills supporter as well. I think he's going to have a solid season this year for us. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing we can hope for, right, fellas? Well,
yeah.
Let's talk about chaos yesterday. I'll start with you, Crenshaw. What were 2 surprise cuts and 2 surprise moves that they did?
Well, the surprise cut, but we brought him back was Marlon Mack. I know everyone don't really like Rex Grossman. Rex Burkhead. I'm thinking because he plays special teams and him and Caserio. I think he stays with Caserio. Don't he stay with him? He's like a roommate of his.
I didn't know that.
That I don't think so.
Yeah,
exactly. He got his own money.
I think he stays with him. No, I think he stays with him, man. Like he was like a roommate or something like that. He's in a guest house.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a rumor. It could be a rumor about. I think that's what it is, man. But that right there, I wasn't surprised about Sharpen and Ross Blacklock. I was surprised they actually got something for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Ever since JJ said what he said that one game, I was like, damn, JJ, chill out. Now I see why JJ said what he said about Ross Blacklock. The guy, I really think being here messed him up because he's from here, his family's here, so he needs to get away, and I hope he does well in Minnesota. But really, I really saw really everything was expected. Conley cut, but he's brought back. I mean, everything really expected now. The Tyler Johnson pickup was huge off the waiver wire. I mean, I think all of us like that right there. I hope they go out and do some more moves and everything, but so far, so good, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me mad about the Ross Blacklock pick draft that we did, you see how many great names were picked up after him. DK Metcalf, Debo Samuel, like, dude, we could have some Uncle, Scary Terry.
But you got to think about, Matt, at the time we needed a defensive tackle because we let your boy go to the Bengals. So we needed somebody to fill. We need somebody to fill
DJ Reader,
that's the reason why we drafted him. If we would have kept Reader, they wouldn't have drafted Ross Blacklock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, even still, it was still a shitty pick because like he doesn't even fit that profile of a nose. He's like under 3. Is he even 300 pounds? Like he's like 290.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
he's not. Yeah, 300.
He's more of a prototype DN, where kind of you can move him all over the line, which doesn't fit our style of defense. You know what I mean?
That's the thing about like the Bill O'Brien era, bro. When you look back at those drafts, it was like they missed on so many picks that it turned into overtime, or like Bill O'Brien and I guess almost Brian Game previous, like it's like they missed on so many like mid-round picks that like it got towards the end of the whole regime, which made us go into this full-on rebuild. Like we got so thin that we needed to draft these specific positions to stay competitive and relevant. And they missed on so many picks in the end that it kind of like sent us over the top to where that talent couldn't carry us, And I think it's a good thing, it's gonna be a good thing in the end because like, I mean, obviously it's over, but I think like, I think we got people in there that really, really will learn, really know how to like scout, like, and build a team, like, I guess depth wise. And also I think that Caserio is going to hit on like, at least half of the mid round picks, so, I'm positive about it, but I mean, damn, like it's crazy. I was just talking to someone earlier, like it's crazy how a team like teams as talented as ours, like how we went from like a 12, 11-win team to literally rebuilding from the floor up the next year will be a story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, must doubt. I forget the other person, but Heck and one more other person are the only 2 draft picks from the 2020 draft class. Dude, that's a little Grenard and Heck are the only 2 draft picks from that class. So that kind of.
And what's crazy, we thought Grenard was a bad pick until last year.
Yeah, he showed up last year.
He showed up, yeah, because he didn't get no burn his rookie year because you know how Bill lives on rookies and everything. But I thought it was a bad pick. And last year, like, whoa, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But the rumor also was that Bill O'Brien didn't even want to get him, and that it was basically he just kind of put up with it, and it was
I think it was
well,
from the last I heard, it was Easterby. It was Easterby pick that got Gennard. Easterby's the one who wanted him. So who knows? But let's fire Jack Easterby, as everybody says. Leo, what about you? What's your surprise cuts? What's your surprise moves?
Man, I can't lie. I was kind of shocked that they cut Conley, but not that he was that good. I just kind of felt like he was like a locker room, guru type of motherfucker that they didn't want to. I thought he would I thought that, and I guess that's kind of true because like they're talking about bringing him back. But I thought the Mac cut was wild, was kind of, it was shocking. Because and then not only that, like the fact that they cut Mac and then the next day cut Royce Freeman, I feel like that was kind of jarring, And I guess it's just really setting them up to make another move, I think they're gonna have to. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with the linebackers, over the next few days, and also I think we need another cornerback. So between those 3, I would like to see how they go about it. But yeah, I was shocked that they cut Mac. Obviously he's back on the practice squad or whatever. But it was definitely felt kind of random. Didn't it feel random to y'all? I know Crenshaw just said that.
Yeah, it definitely felt random.
I called it last week. I thought he was gonna get cut.
For a while.
Yeah, I just don't think he had a great preseason. And every report I was seeing from training camp, he was just seeming heavy-footed and couldn't get that explosive ball. So maybe going to the practice squad would help him. Who knows? BT, what you got?
So just about Marlon Mack. So when he got cut, I actually thought that one of the reasons why he got, because I thought he may have actually asked to be released, frankly, because remember when he was at the Colts, after JT took his job, he basically said, I want to be RB1. If I can't be RB1, trade me somewhere. They couldn't figure out where to trade him, and so they released him. And I honestly was under that impression because I thought that he was a decent RB2. Not great, but decent, comparing to with the rest, besides Dameon Pierce, everyone else we had on our squad. So that's what I actually thought. Now, obviously, he's back in the practice squad. That's obviously not true. But yes, that was definitely surprising. But the other one that was surprising was Arnold. He really balled out in preseason. So really glad that they brought him back in practice squad. I was actually worried that he wouldn't make waivers, but very happy that he's brought back. So those are the 2 surprising ones. And then obviously, we're all talking about Johnson. I mean, it's all over Twitter, Reddit, whatever platform you want to use. Tyler Johnson was just obviously not the only waiver wire pickup, but one of the best things we have going for us. I mean, I've been saying for a while that we will have an issue with our receiving core. Kind of rewinding for a bit when we were talking about, the San Fran game and stuff. We had an issue with, I'm talking about the entire receiving core, not just receivers. Brevin Jordan, who was trying to focus on Yak before catching the ball, so he just dropped a pass. You had Chris Moore in the end zone that, in my opinion, wasn't aggressive enough and gave that interception up. And then, we've had just too many receivers giving drop passes. And my opinion is that when we go up these harder teams, especially AFC West, and they're going to double team Brandon Cooks. And then they're going to rely on Nico Collins and save Dorsett before we picked up anyone else. Say Dorsett's a slot. So now you have Nico Collins and Dorsett, and then Nico Collins is still struggling. Now he will be the dude eventually. I think he will be a straight up a good wide receiver too. But in practice, he's still tripping on his feet. He's not necessarily getting separation. His route running still isn't there. So if Brandon Cooks is getting double teamed, Nico Collins can't get separation. And Dorsett, who's okay but not great, it's like, well, what weapon are you going to give when Mills is in that third and long situation where everyone knows he's going to pass and you don't really have that elite receiver that can be open? So that was one of my biggest concerns, and that's one of the reasons why I just said I think we could struggle a little bit because of those situations. We're still figuring stuff out on the offensive side. So glad we got Tyler Johnson. Still weirded out that we even cut Arnold, but glad we got him. Glad we got him back, frankly, because I think the dude, even as an undrafted free agent, the dude really understands his position. And the other thing is, I actually really like his attitude. I don't know if you saw that quick little interview that Sarge did with him back in July, I believe it was. He believed very strongly about how you can make a squad, no matter whether you're undrafted free agent, whether you're first round, whether you're seventh round. I really just believe his attitude was, I'm going to give it all, and I'll make the team. It doesn't matter what happened before. Now I'm here. I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to make the squad. So I really love his attitude, not just his performance.
Yeah. My surprise one is Kevin Pierre-Louis. Yeah, I know he went to the practice squad, but I was kind of surprised they cut him because he was kind of a good rotational linebacker. But that also means that our linebacker core is even better this year. So that's a positive. Another one was another guy who was having a great preseason. Harris, the defensive lineman. I was real surprised that they didn't rock with him, but again, he's on the practice squad. I gotta agree with you guys. Tyler Johnson. Everybody on Texans Twitter wanted that guy, so I'm so glad that we picked him. But I think a sleeper that everybody is sleeping on that we picked up, I think he would start over this bum ass Eric Murray. I wanted him in the draft. Was that can't think of it. Tristan McCollum from Sam Houston State. That safety. I think he.
Oh yeah.
I think he can be
the twin, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I wanted him in the draft. Obviously, we didn't get it. We got the better safety, but I think he's going to be a workhorse, and hopefully they cut bum ass Eric Murray and he takes over his job. But well, guys, any other moves you can see us make before the Colts?
Absolutely. I think we were still light on tight end. I think we're still light on an RB, frankly. We got rid of Freeman as well. So Max on the practice squad, we got rid of Freeman. So we're still light at RB. We're still light at tight end. So I can see at the minimum getting another running back, another tight end. And frankly, I could see us doing a bit more with that. Cacero's definitely got a couple more things up his sleeve. And frankly, tight end specifically. So Farrah Brown is still having an injury. Seth Reed isn't there anymore. Brevin Jordan is, I don't know what the issue is, what it's nerves or whatever. So we really don't have what Pep needs in terms of that two tight end set. We don't have two tight ends that can block and catch at all. So that's definitely a piece that we have to solidify somehow.
Yeah. Leah?
I mean, I'm just looking at this, bro. Like, I mean, to me, they got to figure out what the hell's going on at corner, bro. Because, like, I mean, with Tavi going down, and I mean, maybe they think Tremon Smith is it. I mean, Desmond King, I know he played corner, like, outside of, like, necessity, but I think that, you know what I'm saying, if we go into you know what I'm saying, like, into the season 3 deep or outside corner, bro, like, that could be an issue. You know, as y'all know how volatile the position is. I agree with V. We have 2 tight ends right now. I think I really honestly think as far as like raising the ceiling of the room, I don't think that that I think that at this point it's not even necessarily about that. It's just about survival. And so they need another tight end to literally survive the season, at least one. You know what I'm saying? Then, like you said, like running back. I mean, it's just looking at the roster, bro. I'm comfortable with the D line and the linebackers and the offensive line and now receivers. But man, I mean, I just think they have to do something for a cornerback, and they have to do something for like specifically out guys that's gonna play boundary. And then, like you said, tight end. I don't think it has to be like a move where you give up a pick. But for tight end specifically, I wouldn't be surprised if we have 4-6 now, right? 4-6 rounds picks.
I think more than that, but
it's 3 or 4.
No. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's 4.
Yeah. So yes. I expect them to trade. Possibly one. I wouldn't want to. I mean, for me, it's just like I think that, man. Honestly, bro, I'm personally like I think there is enough between Pharaoh and Brevin to see like what Pep is trying to do and to give Mills enough. Like, I mean, this is gonna be. We're gonna have to out-grit people and outwork them. So I just don't. I mean, hopefully whoever we get hits, but I mean, just like looking at the roster, man. I mean, like being real, like it's gonna be a year that like we have to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? We have to, because we're not just gonna go out there and just beat. I mean, can I cuss on here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not gonna go. We're not just gonna go like beat the fucking shit out of anyone, So I think, man, and I don't want to give up assets that like really, really, can't stop us from moving up in the draft and stop. Like I don't want to give up draft ammunition. I just need enough. We just need enough, in my opinion, to get through. And hopefully, what I'm saying, we get someone that can stick. You know what I mean? But I do think we have to address tight end. We have to address running back probably again. We need another corner. And, whether it's in the draft or free agency, bro, like they have to do it,
Crenshaw?
I agree. Tight end and cornerback. We need a blocking tight end. I think that's what the rookie's job for, but I think he's hurt right now. Mm-hmm. And we picked up Akins, but we know he can't block at all. So we basically getting the same guys over and over. And cornerback, I mean, I like Nelson, I like Stingley, but you still need another cornerback to solidify that position. And we seen King up and down, playing that position, at the slot. He can't play the outside. So I don't know, man, but I think same thing what he said. Tight end, cornerback, and we should be straight. I mean, but I do like the depth. Like you said earlier, we're building a team, we're building a depth. I guess we basically building the New England Patriots. They had a lot of depth, in every position. They had guys never heard of, but it always worked for them and everything. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I think we're gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm. I kind of think Smith can hold the line until next year for cornerback. Mm-hmm. I mean, what I like to see us get a corner, yeah, but I want a guy that can help us like right now, if that makes sense. I know we're not we're not going to the playoffs, we're not going to the Super Bowl. But I want a guy who can help us produce right now. Mm-hmm. So if we can't find that guy, just let Smith learn. Let him, try out, get his feet wet. I know we picked up Tyler Johnson, but I'm still a little worried about this receiver core. Nico is still. I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him at all. So we can get another receiver to kind of help build that competition. Because like Crenshaw says, you always need competition on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
So I wouldn't mind getting another receiver. Because let's be honest, this last year's draft was stacked with receivers. So there's got to be a good rookie receiver that went on the practice squad. Let's snatch him up. And I agree with you guys. I like to go the other route instead of getting a receiving tight end. We need a blocker. Like we need a bulldog who can help Pierce get on the outside and just burn a long one. We don't need no receivers. We got enough of those. Like Crenshaw says, we got 3 of them. So let's leave that alone and let's get a bulldog. Let's get some thugs in there, and change the culture, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm tired of seeing the J.J. Watt Boy Scouts Texans. It's time to make people. It's time for people to put some respect on the Texans.
Well,
it's funny that you just win the Super Bowl.
Right. You got that.
That's true.
I mean, they didn't respect the Astros until they won the World Series. So you're right. Go ahead, B. What's up?
Well, just Crenshaw said about respect. I want to say, I don't know if you heard Ian Rappaport this morning, but I was actually surprised when he said so. He was talking about the Texans and the NFL as well. He was on ESPN, and he actually says that the Texans can get close to 500, and if that happens, he believes that Lovie Smith could be talked about as Coach of the Year for moving a team that has been pretty much at the bottom and getting close up to there. Now, I know that might seem like, what? Why would you? I think
I can see that
in the conversation, just because of where we were and what we could be. I mean, think about it. If we do win 8 games, I'm not saying we will, but just say if we do win 8 games, we will do what Mills say and shock the world if we win 8 games, right? So in that case, I can actually see not him winning it, but him being part of that conversation.
I can't lie, bro. That's like the most underhanded compliment ever, bro. Like goddamn, you go close to 500. That man deserved the Coach of the Year. Like goddamn.
Well, I mean, I can see where it's coming from. Your team has had this cloud over because
sure.
you had a sexual predator as a starting quarterback.
God damn.
And I mean, call a spade a spade, bro. You know what I mean? But we
was all cheering for that man and shit. That's
right. But shit, I was cheering for Ray Lewis, and he's a murderer. It just happened, bro. But I get it. There's a lot of negative, especially in national media, because they don't cover the Texans like they should. If you're not New York, Dallas, any of the California teams, they don't care. If you're in Midwest or South teams, they don't, unless you're the Cowboys, they don't care about us. So I can see what he's talking about. Because if you take this so-called trash team that's supposed to go 0-17 and take them to 7 or 8 wins, hell, if he takes them to the playoffs, yeah, he should win, hands down. Should win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, if we make the playoffs, fucking right.
Yeah. But what people fail to realize, if we don't have David Coley last year, we win 6-7 last year. So why can't we do that this year with a better coaching staff and a better roster? I don't see why people,
Well, I mean, for me, it's not even that. It's just like the schedule is so tough this year, bro. I mean,
is it though? Out of the AFC West, I don't think so. AFC West, that's a real tough division.
I think. Well, all right. So here's my thing. I think the Chargers between the Chargers, KC.
I don't see us beating anybody out of AFC West. That's the Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, and Chiefs.
And then on the other side, you got the NFC East. So you got. I think the Giants is a winnable game.
That's win easily.
Yeah,
they have Tyrod Taylor as their starting quarterback. I mean, come on now.
And who else? I mean, the Cowboys.
The Giants and the Commanders. Those should be wins. Easy. We got the Bears. We got the Bears.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a dub.
And then in division 3-3, 4-2, 3-3, 2-4. What y'all think?
I'm thinking we sweep the Jags. We've done it for the last 4 years. We gotten better, and we split with the Colts and Titans.
I mean, it's gonna be.
What's that 4-2?
It's gonna be tough. So, I mean, yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible.
All right, so that's 4. So that's 7 wins right there.
Yeah.
Because
Miami, that's a winnable game. And then,
see, Miami, I actually think is going to be way more difficult than you think.
I'm not sold on Tua.
I mean, bro, all of these games they're gonna be tough games, bro. You know what I mean? Like only games I see we just gonna go in there and just beat the beat the fucking shit out of them is like the Bears. I think we beat the Giants, and then I think like the thing about this team is like for me is that it's not that I think that a lot of these games we're gonna be in it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in it, and like it'll be like the fourth quarter, how we close the game will determine that. And I think like it's like similar to like the Lions last year, right? Y'all remember how they was like how they won like 2 games, but like they were like literally in every single game. I don't think we'll just win 2 games, but I think that like there's gonna be a lot of games that like flip the like and I think, but me, it doesn't really matter to me because at the end of the day, bro, I think about long term, bro. Like what I'm saying,
right, I get you, but I'm just saying like the Browns. We played them when Deshaun Watson come back.
Yeah,
that's what almost 2 years since he's been on the field.
Yeah, we should win that game.
We should. I'm not saying we're going to, but it's winnable.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, I'm not sold on Tua. It's winnable. The Eagles, I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he got a lot of weapons, but I'm not sold on that team. That's winnable. Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, their O-line is falling apart. The interior, their defensive line they've never addressed it. So it's like if we go in there and run the ball on them, I mean, we can win.
Right. I'm not saying we're gonna win all these games, but I mean they're winnable, like you said.
For sure.
As long as we stay in it, we got a chance. You know what I mean? But,
Well, right now they got us and the Falcons 1-2 to go 0-17.
Man, come on, man. Like I mean,
that's what I'm saying is like the disrespect, like especially after like I get it, it's preseason, I get it, but after seeing Pierce and how good this defense is playing, like put some respect on the name. I mean, like I need to call Birdman in here and get him yelling, get his little Play-Doh hands going, bro. Like. But
that's crazy. But that's crazy. How is us and the Falcons 1-2, and then they got the Jets number 3? I don't understand that, man.
Look, I know a lot of people are high on this new Texans ESPN reporter. Yeah, he does have some good takes, but a lot of his takes are like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?" if we have a better, I'm telling every Texans fan, if we have a better record, which I'm 99% sure we will. Than the Jets, we need to blow his shit up. Right? Fuck you, guy. All right, like fuck the Jets. Okay, like I didn't have a problem with the Jets until we signed this guy to be a reporter, and now I was like, fuck you, man. Fuck the Jets.
He always talks about and defends Zach Wilson. I mean, I've gone back and forth with him quite a bit. So it is funny. I don't understand why he always defends the Jets, but I will say this: I think a lot of people simply look at the fact that Davis Mills was a 3rd-round pick and really don't know much else. He's like, 3rd-round pick. Why should we even care about his development? How much did he progress last season? What he's been working on? They're not keeping up on his work ethic, on the fact that he goes to camp at 8 in the morning and stays at 8 at night. They're not looking at the fact that him and Brandon Cooks are out there late until like 5-6 p.m. after practice trying to work on their craft. They're not looking at any of those details. All they know is Davis was a 3rd-round pick. We won 4 games, and according to them, we have Lovie Smith, who hasn't really won anything in a couple decades, and that's all they're using. There's 3 bullet points, and they say that's the Texans. The thing is, because they don't follow it, like obviously like we do, they have no idea what we can actually do this year. Like, and we've all said, listen, we're not making a run to the Super Bowl this year, but to say the disrespect to say that we don't have a shot at coming at 500 or close to 500 at all, like not even a shot, or that we can't win a bunch of these games to be better than the Bears and the Falcons and the Jets. And I mean, God, sometimes I just want to slap the air.
Giants, bro,
or Seattle or the Giants.
The Commanders, like, I mean, but the disrespect for Davis Mills too, like, I'm gonna throw you some. I know Crenshaw and B probably heard me say this, but Leo, I know you haven't. Davis Mills' stats last year was, I'm rounding up, 2,700 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in 11 games. Now I'm gonna throw a number out there from another guy's rookie year. he had 10 games, 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Can you name me those 2 quarterbacks?
Well, one quarterback.
Well, there are 2 different ones. The first one was Davis Mills.
Mills, yeah.
And the second one was no other than Joe Burrow himself.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, because he got hurt.
Right. So, I'm not saying this man's going to come and lead us to the Super Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, put him on the Patriots. Put him on any team that is a ready now team, and he succeeds.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, if I'm lying, I'm dying, and I'm still breathing.
I mean, I can't disagree with you because that has been my belief. I mean, frankly, if you look at I'm going to sound like a broken record for anyone that listens to me on Spaces and stuff like that. But if you look at the position he was in, man, he was as we said, he wasn't even supposed to start. He was thrown in with David Culley, the second worst head coach in the league last year. He was thrown in with the second oldest roster, I believe, last year. Even now, we're like the 6th oldest roster, but we were like the 2nd oldest roster. We were basically a team of replacements, and he was still able to produce. And if we look at, say, for example, the Patriots game, that was a special teams issue. That was a David Culley issue. That was we should have won. The last Titans game, they handcuffed Mills. It was the same run screen, and then
Pep came in and took over the play call, and look what happened.
And then they let go of the handcuffs, and he was actually able to almost get there. We lost by 3, right? So the whole thing, and even David Culley said after that game, when he was asked by John Harris, what did you do? I believe it was John Harris. I could be mistaken, but he asked, what did you do to change how the team was performing? He said, I had no clue what to say. I had nothing to do with it. You have a head coach that admits that he had no clue what to say during halftime and that the team did it by themselves. That is what Davis Mills was dealing with. And so now we actually have a real head coach, a real OC, an actual defense. Oh my God, an actual run game. Holy shit. We are way better than last year. And I think we're going to see that in terms of performance. I may not see that in terms of the win-loss record. Like, we're not, like I said, it's not going to be 10 wins or anything. But if people watch the games, you will see us performing way better than last year.
I got to agree with Leo. Like, I don't see us going to the playoffs. 6-7 games is my ceiling for us. The low is 4. Like, if we don't win more than 4 games, like if we win less than 4 games, I'm disappointed. But I'm with Leo because I think we are building to the future. I see us in 2 to 3 years. It's going to be the Jags and the Texans at the top of the division fighting for the division. I can see that. But
I mean, and another thing too about it for me, bro, is like, I don't know if, I think there's a possibility that like it might end up with 3 games too. You know what I mean? But it, like I said, it doesn't really matter. But like when I look at this roster, bro, like assuming that all these picks are it, bro, like I think we're like 1 first and second round receiver away from like a top 10 receiving core. Cause like, bro, peep this shit. Like Brandon Cooks, Mechie. Let's say we fuck around and draft like Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then Collins ends up being like possibly 3rd or 4th receiver. That's a damn good receiving core. And the guy we just got, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with the running backs, bro. Damian Pierce, if you draft another running back that's solid, that's a good running back room. Same thing with offensive line. If you know what I'm saying, we have Tunsil. If Titus plays how we've seen him play at times consistently, we have King Green. If you get one more really good piece on that line, that's a top 10 line. And I mean, cornerback.
And if we get Will Anderson from Alabama with Cleveland's first round over pick because they suck next year.
And the same thing with the cornerbacks, bro. Same thing with bro. And then we have 2. Thank you, bro. We have 2 open picks. I mean, bro, like we could literally have
and we're number 2. We're number 2 in cap space. Look, everybody can say that nobody wants to come to Houston. That's a damn lie. I mean, everybody knows the culture. Everybody knows that this team is built to win in the future.
I think we're in such a good place, bro. And like it's like you said, bro. Like when you think about Marlon Mack, bro. Like he voluntarily came back. Like Chris Connolly will voluntarily come back. Even if the truth about the rebuild, bro. Even if the wins don't come as fast as people want them to come, like you could tell a difference in the energy when the players want to play.
Right.
They're going to play. The wins will come. The division championships will come. But
it's like what me and Chris all said. We it's not really necessarily the roster; it's the culture, and that's what Lovie Smith is building right now. Yeah, he might leave in a year or two, but that culture will still be here.
And the talent, the talent is gonna just, bro. Eventually, we're gonna have a top 5 roster, bro.
Especially if we keep Caserio. I mean, Caserio is. To me, he's a genius. Go ahead, Chris.
Basically, what Leo is saying, we're gonna end up building a Denver Broncos roster. We're gonna have pieces everywhere, but we're gonna need that quarterback to get us to where we gotta go.
And that might be real. Shit, it might be real.
Yeah, and if it's Mills, Mills, it's even better.
Or the Buccaneers team when Tom Brady came in and took them to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That could be it.
That team had a whole bunch of talent too.
Yeah.
Hey, but look, let's go back to last year. Okay, the Browns game, we should have won that game, correct?
We should have.
Remember, we was up 14-0, and the Tyrod got hurt, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe if we had a different head coach and a different offensive coordinator, we win that game.
All right, let's go to that Miami game when Tyrod came back. We should have won that one, right?
That's pretty damn crazy that we lost that shit.
We should, hold on. I'll even raise you one. That Carolina Panthers game where we started coming back in the second half. We should have won that game.
No. I'm gonna skip Carolina. I'm gonna skip the Carolina game. Okay, let's go to the Jets game.
Oh my God, that performance was just terrible.
Yeah, the last game of the season against Tennessee, we should have won that one.
Yeah,
then the
Patriots.
New England game, the New England. So that's 5 more wins to the 4. That's 9 wins last year with the bad coaching. So I think that's the reason why we're a little bit more optimistic for this season. And I think, I said 7-10, but I could see 8 and 9 up there. But I said 7-10. That was my prediction. I'm gonna stick with the 7-10.
Yeah.
Well,
but I like what you said, Leo. All we need is a player here, player there, player there. I really love that right there.
Well, that's the thing. Like if we do get there, if we're one step closer, that just means we're just one more piece away. And I mean, like all these people are so against Davis Mills succeeding because his last name's not Deshaun Watson.
No, Matt, that's not it, man.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Is it because he's not black?
He's not the same color as Leo and I. That's
Look, y'all can say that.
He's not the same color. No. Hold on. My bad.
I'm not trying to get canceled. Y'all can say that. All
right? No. He's not the same color as Leo VT and I.
There you go.
That's what it is. VT is brown. He is brown. So
I'm the odd man out. So I'm not getting canceled. Y'all can say that shit all day. But I'm just gonna stick with he's not Deshaun Watson. So but
we all know if he was a brother, they won't be so wow on him. And that's all it is. They don't want a white boy to succeed a black man. I'm gonna keep 100. I'm gonna say
even though Matt Schaub is the greatest Texans quarterback, but
see, they're not going to agree with that because they don't live in that path. They live in it right now, and see, they're not going to agree with that. A lot of these fans wasn't fans in 2011, 2012. A lot of these guys became fans when we got Watson,
right?
Because I figured that out. I figured that out when people were saying he took your bum ass franchise to the playoffs. I'm like, damn, what was the playoffs when we drafted him? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
So that showed me a lot right there. That showed me a whole lot. So.
And going off of that, bro, I did this damn stupid. I probably would never do this shit again, but it was like a battle, and it was actually between like me and the Colts, and like I told them like the Texans have had top 5 rosters before, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Top 5. Man, I didn't even say it like that. I said top 5, top end. I'm like, if you stack our key players against your key players, we're gonna have more than you, and they're just better than yours. Bro, the motherfuckers told me I can't remember the Texans having top 5 anything, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, bro, we're talking like J.J. Watt, you're talking Andre Johnson, you're talking about like we had Foster.
Foster.
Owen Daniels, Chris Myers.
Hey, bro,
Jonathan Joseph was a top 3 corner for
bro,
5 years straight.
If you go back and look at the 2010, like 2012,
lockdown.
The whole left side of the offensive line was like Pro Bowl or All Pro.
Yeah.
Like Chris Myers, you know what I'm saying? I forget the guard name. You know what I'm saying? And then Brown
Brandon Brooks, Ben Jones.
And what I learned, bro, is that like people remember deep playoff runs and Super Bowls, bro. Like that's the reason why those teams are forgotten, bro.
Look,
consistent deep playoff runs and Super Bowl.
I'm about to piss off a lot of Texan fans on Twitter. If Matt Schaub does not get hurt, we go to the Super Bowl that year.
I mean, bro, peep this, and
good chance.
That's true.
Bro, peep this though, because I'd like to make sure I'm not fucking crazy. I go back.
Jacoby Jones. If Jacoby Jones don't fuck us.
Hey, we lost by a touchdown that game against the Ravens, bro. And we turned the ball over 4 times.
4 times.
We turned the ball over, and they didn't turn the ball over. They played a perfect game, and they beat us by touchdown. Yep. Like, come on, man. Like,
Jacoby Jones, bitch ass, fucking fumbled that ball on the kickoff.
Jacoby Jones, and I feel like Andre Johnson should have did an offensive pass interference on Ed Reed, and don't let him get the interception. You push him out the way. That was on first down. That was first down. We was like, 38 yards from a touchdown, man. That was first down. Push him or something. Don't let him get the interception. But
So I'm going to end the podcast on this debate.
Wait, hold on. One thing. How the fuck we started 11-1 and didn't get a fucking bye that year?
I mean, we didn't. Well, shit. I mean, we
started 11-1 and no bye.
They didn't close the game. I mean, they didn't close the season.
I think we only went 11-5 that year.
Was Schaub hurt that year?
No. That's the year that Schaub got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, we went 12-4. We went 12-4, didn't we?
Yeah, we went 12-4. Now that's fast forward to now. If that was Bill O'Brien, what would the fan base say?
I mean, they would have probably not. What would they have said? Shit, I don't. It wouldn't have been.
They would have killed them. You start off 11-1 and don't get a bye.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's unheard. Really, that's unheard of. I don't think that'll ever happen again.
I mean, we went like 1-4 to close the year off.
Yeah, 1-4, 1-1, one game, and that's when we beat the Falcons. I was at that game. The fucking crowd. That was the best Texans crowd ever. Really, that game and the first game was the best crowds ever. But that was crazy, man. They should have pulled T.J. Yates, but they was being stubborn, man. You got 2 veteran quarterbacks on the sideline. Pull his ass at halftime. We win a damn game. We beat New England. We go to the Super Bowl. Rest is history. Or, I said this before, we the fucking got Peyton Manning. We had the roster. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback. We get Super Bowls. And we talked about it. I mean, come on,
I'm a huge Matt Schaub fan. Big supporter. I'm glad he was Houston Texan great. But look, not even Matt Schaub's mama is picking him over Peyton Manning. He's like, listen here, son, sit your ass on the bench because Peyton's coming in and winning the Super Bowl. Like, sorry, you suck. You know, I mean,
it doesn't make sense. Even if it didn't work, you showed the fan base, hey, we tried. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Damn, the guy he wanted to come here. He wanted to come here, and
he fucked us on that one.
Yeah. To just imagine, man, we'd have had Super Bowl, man. I could be talking my shit to people right now.
Right? But, Leon, I'm glad you brought up Colts fans because I want to end the podcast on this debate. Obviously, this podcast was driven from the AFC South Fan Battle Podcast, which we have a group on Facebook. And a lot of Colts fans always argue with me that Reggie Wayne is twice as better than Andre Johnson. Are they correct, or are they smoking too much marijuana or meth up there in Indianapolis? Leo, I'll start with you.
My bad, bro. Let's just look at this shit. Bro. Like, man. Okay. I'm going to just start off with this. Like, when was Reggie Wayne even the number 1 receiver there? You know,
he had a couple like maybe 2 or 3 years when Marvin Harrison was getting old.
I mean, shit, but I mean, like first of all, like Andre Johnson in his prime never really had a bona fide number 2 receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like in a run heavy offense where we used a fullback, there was no spread. Like, I don't know if Indiana even used a fullback. So they had, let's just look at it. They had like a slot. They had in Dallas Clark and then Harrison and Wayne. Like, he wasn't facing the same type of shit. So, like, to me, it's not even debatable, bro. I mean, I could talk all day about how stupid that, I mean, it's not
BT.
I got to say, it's not, they're not smoking weed, they're smoking crack.
I mean, they are Indianapolis fans, so it could be true. They're probably doing it with Jim. Probably doing it with Jim Irsay.
But what I want to say is, I mean, I don't know how that comparison can ever be done. In my opinion, like, I mean, Andre, he's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. I just don't even know how that debate even comes up. And I mean, Colts fans back then or even now, I still think all they do is they rest their head on 2006, and that's basically all they talk about. 2006, 2006, 2006. They don't really talk about anything else. That's all they got.
Crenshaw, I hope you're, are you eating them? You got busted out. You don't got the appointment out, Tito.
Come on. No, man. It's like Leo said, it's not even debatable because Andre Johnson was seeing the best cornerbacks every game. He was getting double teamed every game. And Reggie Wayne had the best of both worlds. You had Peyton Manning, and then you had Andrew Luck. So that's enough said right there. I mean, like I said, Dallas Clark, Marvin Harrison, even Pierre Garçon was a good ass number 2.
Like even Anthony Gonzalez had some good years with him, bro. Like
just think about they had Stokely, they had even Harley came in and was raising hell, bro. Like, I mean, and then he had T.Y. Hilton, who was a motherfucker too. Like,
right,
yeah,
man, come on.
He got a running back that's in the Hall of Fame right now. What's the guy named LSU? What's the guy from LSU?
Joseph Adai.
Yeah, Joseph Adai, Hall of Fame. He had him. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. Adrian James, Joseph Adai,
James,
Frank Gore. Like, they had some.
Yeah, it's Andre all day, man.
Then look at the offensive line. Jeff Saturday. Right. Jeff Saturday, one of the best centers. Like, come on, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, Andre, hey, bro, it was let's be real. Like, for years before them years before Peyton, like, left the division, it was like Andre and the Texans versus, like, whoever the fuck we was going against. He was like, what the fuck, like, so.
Well, yeah, before we have Foster, that's all Matt Schaub did was throw it to Andre Johnson. I mean, he had, 4,600 yards or something like that.
4,800.
4,800, yeah, and he almost broke the.
Hey, we know you know, VT. We know you know. That was your fantasy year.
Right.
Yep.
But also, Jerry Rice and Andre Johnson are the only 2 people that have 3 1,500-yard receiving seasons. So, I mean, he's up there with the GOAT. So, like, what else can you say? He's the second GOAT. Yeah. Case closed. Fuck Randy Moss, fuck Terrell Owens, is Andre Johnson all day. I'm sorry. That's how it is. Well, before we go, Leo, we do this thing on there everybody likes. It's called What's Your Hot Take? Tell me, what is your hot take of this season? It could be anything. Lovie Smith winning the Coach of the Year. Davis Mills throws for 70 touchdowns. Deshaun Watson gets 5 more cases while he's in Houston. Whatever you want.
I'm gonna say Jalen Petrie, defensive rookie of the year.
Ooh, okay, I like it. All right. Well, guys, it's been great. Like I said earlier, we're almost there. We can feel it. So make sure you follow these guys on social media. Leo, where can we find you on social media so they can find your great takes?
All right, so my ad is at Leo is Forgiven. Follow it's Black Owned Podcast, but I think it's 713 Black Owned is the Twitter at, and then is the YouTube channel is b.o.p. So yeah, I mean, but if you follow me, obviously you'll see all the links and stuff, man. Thank y'all for having me on for sure, bro.
Oh man, thanks for coming on. BT, where can we find your amazing spaces at?
So you'll see me on Twitter a bunch. You just go to Brown Chubby Bear. I'll have a new article coming out on TexansFanBattle.com tomorrow. So I wanted to wait till things calm down so we get all the cuts, and I'll give you a little bit an in-depth review on basically everything that happened. So check that. Look for that article on the website tomorrow.
Yeah, great reads if you haven't checked it out yet. And Mr. Crenshaw, tell them what's up. Where can we find you?
Find me at Fifth Ward Crenshaw. I'm all over.
All over. And of course, you can find me at A1 Day One Texans. You find the podcast at Texans Fan Battle, and we're on every major streaming service. You can say, "Hey Alexa, play that bitch ass Texans Fan Battle," and they'll play us. We got a major announcement coming next week, so make sure you guys, tune in to hear it. Some good news coming. Till then, guys, we'll see you next time. Let's go Texans.
Go Texans.
Peace.